Welcome to Crypto Quick Chat. And today we're going to do some reckless speculation and have a quick chat on the Illuvium price. So, I've noticed in the Illuvium influencer space on Twitter, YouTube, etc., most of the influencers they talk a lot about the game and not so much about the Illuvium price. Which is understandable. It's a very exciting game. It looks like it's got a lot of potential. So they do touch on the price at times, but I think they're very conservative when making any estimates, and I'm not going to do that. So let's look at what price Illuvium might hit in this bull cycle. One of the numbers I've heard thrown out there um, recently by some bigger influencers is a 5x from current price. And I mean, I'd consider that a bit of a failure. I mean, that's 5x is nothing in crypto. And yeah, I think you can do a lot better than that. The main reason I hear them sort of say that is they don't think it's going to go back to its all time highs of last cycle, which was around $1,600. And the reason being is the supply is much larger, almost 5 times larger than it was last cycle. So it had very low supply last cycle. Um, but there are reasons that it can still beat that. Um, I mean, at the moment, there's I think 10 to 11 million coins out, or will soon be out once the release schedule is over, which also ends very soon. So 10 to 11 million coins is very low for any crypto. I mean, Bitcoin alone has 21 million coins, or maybe just under that at the moment. I think it's 20 million at the moment. So it's not a lot. Um, I mean, there's other coins with millions or billions or trillions of coins out there, and you know, um, Illuvium's only got 11 million maximum, so I think it can do a lot better than that. Reason being is the tokenomics. So um, people are encouraged to stake their Illuvium in order to earn revenue distribution. So people who are staked can't sell their coins. There's a lockup period. They could be locked up for up to 12 months before they can sell their coins. So there won't be as many emotional reactions to price changes, which is when people tend to sell when they're having an emotional reaction, unless they're a veteran who might know a little bit better. So the Illuvium team was very clever when they set up the tokenomics for this ILV token, and it all revolves around the revenue distribution. So if you want to play this game, you have to pay with Ethereum to play, and that Ethereum is taken by the DAO and used to purchase ILV on the open market. So that basically that means as long as there are people playing Illuvium, there will be buy pressure on the token constantly every month, which is pretty clever setup. If Ethereum does well, Illuvium's going to do well. Um, yeah, which is really good. Let me just look on my notes here, see what points we have to hit. This buy pressure doesn't even take into account new buyers coming into the market. There's just going to be constant buy pressure on the Illuvium token just from people playing the game. Um, so if we have a look at the last cycle, there were crypto games that did very well in the last cycle, and I wouldn't consider any of them anywhere near as good as Illuvium or any of the new other crypto games coming out soon. So Axie Infinity, from what I've read, was able to generate $100 million a month at its peak, and it wasn't even a very amazing game. So thinking about Illuvium again, say Illuvium fumbles its launch and has an average or worse release. Let's say they can only generate $5 million a month, which I think would be very low in Ethereum fees. And that money is then used to purchase ILV and given back to the stakers. So, what's that actually look like? What's going to happen to the token price? Well, if we just have a rough guesstimate here, and these aren't exact numbers, if there's $5 million worth of fees generated and that's distributed to the stakers, some of them are going to sell, Some of them are going to restake. Some of them are just going to hold on to the coins. So let's estimate that there's, say, 50% of the new Illuvium purchased is then resold, and the rest is held or restaked. We can jump on Sushi Swap here and see what $2.5 million worth of buy pressure does to the token. 2500000. Yeah, that's right. So if you look on here, you can see the price impact, 6%. So that's just based on the player base playing the game for a month. Now, this isn't exact numbers because um, we're using USDC here, not Ethereum. And I think the main trading pair or the most liquidity is held in Ethereum and the ILV pair. So 6% might be out a little bit, but it's just a rough number. So if we take our Illuvium price, which is $143 right now, and we plug 6% into a calculator, so 143 times 6% equals $8.58. So the Illuvium price will go up $8.58 if there's a 6% move. So let's just 8.58 plus 143 equals 151.50 approximately. That's only a little move, but remember that's only $2.5 million worth of pressure. So if we jump back on here and say the DAO gets $10 million worth of revenue and half of that is sold, that is a $5 million price move. So put in 5 million and we've got a price impact of 11%. And I still don't think that number's very high. We could easily earn 10 or 20 if we get some recognition or if Illuvium's a successful game. Lord forbid if it was as successful as Axie Infinity last cycle. You do have to remember there's a lot more competition in the market this cycle than there was last cycle. Axie Infinity had first mover advantage, whereas Illuvium, it's not first mover advantage, but it is, I'd say, probably going to be the first major title to actually come out to actually go live on chain. There's other stuff that looks pretty good, but I think Illuvium's the main title. I mean, what if we put 20? Well, let's go 10 million in here. There you go. You break the price. So 20% movement in price. That's crazy. So that would be $20 million worth of revenue and half the people selling. There's a 20% move in the price. Um, so again, I mean, that's just rough numbers. This probably isn't even the best way to work out how the price is going to move. This is just what I could play around with and get working. So, what's my next note here? Um, let's see. Yeah, so again, remember there's only 10, maybe 11 million tokens in the ILV system. So that means the price can move really fast. There's still not a giant supply. So any buy pressure will move the price faster. What else? We've got 1 million tokens set aside from the Illuvium team for marketing and tournaments and, just to get the community involved. I mean, that's huge. I mean, even at the current value of $143, 1 million tokens, that's unheard of money for anyone in the gaming industry when doing tournaments or advertising or making incentive schemes. So I've got great confidence in the Illuvium marketing team. I think they will use that money very smartly and bring a lot of attention to Illuvium. And I mean, if any of these esports teams and competitive gamers see the numbers in Illuvium, they're going to be very, very likely to give it a go. And if they enjoy it and if they can make money out of it, there's going to be people watching them, and then you're going to get more people in the market. What else? The token release is pretty much over. I think there's a couple more months of token release to go, and there's not that many more tokens to come out. So once that's done, that's done. There will be no more sell pressure from new tokens coming on the market. Um, Maybe we can have a quick look at the chart. I'm not much of a charter. I've learnt the basics, but this is the Illuvium chart at the moment. Um, I've set across two zones here. So if you look at all the way back across Illuvium's history, we had this giant run up here, and there's almost no stopping. It just went from right down 40 something dollars straight up to 500 ish. So there's no support, there's no resistance in this zone here. Um, this section here that I've squared off, there's quite a bit there. And then we come straight down. Again, almost no support, no resistance on the way down. Um, so if you look at this square here, this is what I call the accumulation zone. We had the opportunity to buy a lot of Illuvium in here for as low as $38. I did see it go a bit lower than that, so there might be some information missing off this chart. I did see it for $32 at one point, but I think it was very quick. So we're out of this zone now, but we're still at a really good price. But you'll notice at $145, once we break this zone here, or this $165 zone, there's almost no resistance all the way up to $500, $600, this little area here. So that's something to keep an eye on. I'm definitely watching these prices. I think once we hit that price, we might bounce around for a while. But this could pop off any day now or any week. And with all the news coming out on Illuvium, there's a good chance that will be sooner rather than later. Um, yeah, that's all I got to say about the charts. Like I said, I'm not great with charting. I'm trying to learn, but I would never make price predictions and buy or sell using my own charting skills because I don't. There's other people I rely on to do that for me. Other people much better at charting than myself. Maybe I'll share those people one day. Um, all right, so that's all I got to say. Um, or maybe a little prediction. So I think worst case scenario we're going to see 2K on Illuvium before the end of the bull market. Maybe early next year. Um, and if things really crack off and we get high revenues, maybe 50 million, 60 million a month, or even for a couple of months, we might even see Illuvium go as high as 6K, especially if the bull market keeps going along. We've got Ethereum pumping, we've got Bitcoin company pumping. I mean, we're still early in the cycle. We haven't even hit the halvening yet, and Bitcoin's already hitting over $70,000 again. So anyway, I'm very new to this whole YouTube thing. I'm still learning. Um, but if you're interested in what I have to say, give it a like, subscribe, and if I get enough interest, maybe we'll do another video on some of my other thoughts on Luvium or other cryptos, or maybe we can have a hangout and play some Illuvium. I do live streams occasionally with just game footage of running around the Illuvium world and playing Arena. So thanks for joining me. See you next time.